Okay, what's up, everyone? The Castle here. Should probably explain more stuff yesterday. Sorry again. I've been a little bit less consistent with my videos. Mostly, it's just because I've been very distracted with Borderlands and also just hanging out in VR chat, which I should actually be leveraging that because I do actually get a lot of really good, funny moments and everything in both games. Honestly, in this video, I'll probably attach, like a little bit of content of me, leveling up so far. Borderlands, I'm up to level 35 now, and that's pretty good considering it's been less than a week of owning the game. But yeah, I've been enjoying everything like that. Now, as far as progress with the project with Revulsion, I still have that same nagging feeling that Revulsion 2 is basically just going to be like it's going to be basically like a poor man's Borderlands 3 at this point. Which is what I was going to do in the first place, but now that I have Borderlands 3, I'm like, well, Jesus, these games are going to be like really fucking similar. um I don't know, maybe that's not a big deal, maybe it's fine. It's just I mean, I'm enjoying the shit out of Borderlands 3. And there's definitely things that I could explore, different angles that I could explore to make things more interesting with with what I do. Like I could I could go more in the direction of doing stronger RPG elements and stuff like that. I thought about that. I don't know. Actually, I've been thinking a lot, and maybe this is actually a good time for me to, gotten a little bit distracted with other stuff on the side because now it's giving me a chance to kind of to think about what the next game will be and everything like that, right? Now, what we're looking at right now, this is a level that's designed for Revulsion One. You're looking at the content that will be used for um, just a new maps, basically for a game that I've already released. But I've actually even began experimenting in my mind with the idea. I don't know about this. Okay, look, this is really, really out there, and I totally understand. Can you imagine a first person shooter where it would be turn based? Like, I already have the idea of doing like a turn based like RPG before, where you can have a multiplayer game where you control multiple units, right? So, like, how it would work is you have your first person shooter, right? And like you have all of the units that you have control of, right? And then you select one of those units. So like I select this guy right here, and then basically I become that unit for a little bit, and then I move him over here, and then I target a monster, and then I choose like a type of attack or something like that I actually have. Like fire my sniper rifle, and I aim it at his head, and you see like a target reticle, and then it switches me back into this mode. So I float up, and I'll see my dude, like a representative icon of my character, moving to this spot and firing the gun, and you can see the line trace going through the this monster's head, right, and there's like a percentage chance that the shot could miss and stuff like that. It's very, very, very much more like an RPG thing, right? Then I have another unit over here that would be like like a healer or something like that, right? And I move the healer up a little bit. I move the healer to a more defensive spot, and I leave the healer in this position. So you'll see like, okay, all right, I got that. Okay, so now I have my tank, my healer, my DPS kind of a situation, right? So I move my tank up over by where the sniper guy is, and I drop down and I use an ability called a shield wall, which is like a Reinhardt shield or something, right? And it shows them representative like version of them. Like they're still like on the game board, they're still standing here, but there's like a little path that leads up to them where they're currently being told to go, and then, and you could see like a semi-transparent like version of them, uh, you know, performing these actions while they're already like that, right? And then on the top right side of the screen, I can show what I mean like this before. I've already done this sort of a thing where you input your commands and you say end turn, and then your characters all run up and they do their thing right in front of you, right? And he fires a sniper shot, and it hits the monster right in the head and does like extra crit damage or whatever. And then the monsters get a chance to move, right? So then the monster runs up and bashes up against the shield wall and does damage to the shield. Like maybe there was another monster I wasn't paying attention to, runs over here and smacks my healer or something like that, right? So kind of like a strategy type thing, but it's still a first person shooter. But also you have only 20 seconds or so to set up your turn. So you have to be really fast. If you're controlling like 3 or 4 units, you have to be really quick about it. You have to be like, okay, all right, get this guy over here like this, like that, right? Because there's other players. Like you'll have other people playing with you, and they all have to do the same thing. And then as everybody sets, as everybody inputs their commands, you'll see it on a big list just filling up. It was like, okay, he moved over here, moved, he attacked, he shield walled, he did this, he healed, cast a healing spell or whatever, right? And like all of that kind of all happens over here. So you can have like, you can have like a bunch of friends, and each of your friends could also all be controlling like 5 or 6 units, or well, let's say 3 or 4 units, right? So like, everybody has control over their own units. So it ends up becoming kind of like like continuous like I don't know this that well anyway I don't know I even thought about something like that, but the thing is though is that it's such a departure that ends up being such a departure from what I'm already doing. So it's probably not going to be the case. But you know what? Nobody else nobody else is doing multiplayer turn-based strategy first-person shooters. You know what I mean? Like nobody's doing that. That's never happened. I don't think it's a thing. Like it's never really happened before. In fact, turn-based plus multiplayer usually, means that like you're doing either PvP or you know what I mean? Like it doesn't. That's something that just does not fucking exist. And I've actually considered maybe going more in the RPG direction with this game and stuff like that. I don't know. So with that said, I don't know. I really don't know yet. Like I'm still kind of thinking. I have plenty of time to think, though. It's not like I need to just come, and get everything together. But ultimately speaking, probably what I'm going to end up doing is the simplest thing, and that is, at this point in time, is just going to be a multiplayer version of Revulsion that's going to be very much like Borderlands, where maybe instead of 4 player co-op, I do 6 player co-op, and maybe I can allow you to go a little bit more with like the healer, tank, and DPS holy trinity kind of a thing, where it's a little bit more you know what I mean, like where you can actually play much stronger roles, and you actually do need healers, and you do need tanks, and you do need DPS, but it's still Borderlands kind of a thing. Where and the other difference too is that there are locations in the world where you build a fort, and that's your sanctuary. You actually have to build your own sanctuary, and whoever the server is the one that owns the sanctuary. So whoever is the one acting as the server is the one who can build it and stuff like that. Yeah, with all that said, there's going to continue to be more progress and everything like that. Everything that I have in mind. Now, a more RPG centric version of Borderlands could be pretty cool. I don't know. Something like that. Um, where you have the more defined rules and everything. I don't know. Honestly, maybe if it was more RPG-esque, or maybe if it was more like a Hexen or something like that. I don't know. In all honesty, I'm just gonna try and experiment with a lot of different things. But for this, uh, for Death Spiral, just the expansion, a nice map pack for Revulsion 1, and then getting the level editor up on the Steam Workshop and everything like that. That's already pretty good, like just by itself. Like the thing is I'm already thinking of the next stuff. You know what I mean? Like where I should probably just be talking about the fact that I'm just getting that done. Like that is the focus at the moment. Is while I'm doing this, I'm constantly thinking about stuff for the future and everything like that. And having a more RPG centric version of a looter shooter or something like that would be pretty legit. That would be actually pretty cool. I don't know about the turn based thing and all that. Like I don't know. I'm just tossing around crazy ideas at this point because it's a good time to actually toss around those crazy ideas. You know what I mean? So with that said, yeah, I'll probably get a lot more progress on this tonight, or not tonight, over the weekend. Tonight I'm probably gonna be just having fun, hanging out with everybody and everything like that. Again, so um, and I'll probably put some Borderlands videos up soon. And that is one thing about my YouTube channel. It's supposed to be about playing and making first-person shooters, so I don't have enough playing. And technically, VR Chat's a first-person shooter, so it's first person, right? Maybe. actually, actually, I found I just recently discovered a version of Doom that's actually in VR Chat, and you run around and you like fight monsters in it and shit. So I might actually make a video of that. I think that's actually gonna be a video. That's gonna be really funny. Um, it looked awesome when I was watching the streamer named Artsy playing it. I had no idea that it even existed, and yeah, so that'll be a thing. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely be checking that out tonight, and if it's any good at all, I'm just gonna I'm gonna have some fun with it. It looked like the first, like episode one, fucking E1, M1, and all that shit. Like a lot of the first episode maps of the first Doom. I wonder if it would be possible to get like No Rest for the Living on there or something like that. That'd be absolutely hilarious. Like instead of the Doom guy, you see a picture of your avatar at the bottom of the screen. So it's like I'm a fox girl running around. Oh, that's gonna be fucking great. Oh, okay. So anyway, with that said, hope you enjoyed, and yeah, I'll try to be more consistent. It's just that there hasn't really been a whole lot to talk about as far as development. There's been a lot more play. There's been a lot more thinking lately, and I'll try to leverage that content a little bit better or a lot better. Okay. All right. So with that said, take it easy.